Hey there, this is Dr. Paul Azunre, aka Dr. Pushkin. Today I wanted to let you know that you can test our text-to-speech and our speech recognition AI for 32 African languages, covering approximately 540 million people, which is more than 500 million.
We started Ghana NLP in 2020, purposely to target language translations in Ghana. So we started by data collection, model development, and deployment of an API. The aim of building this whole Khaya AI system or platform is to enable Africans have access to information, technology development in their own languages.
The core mission is to ensure that the future of Ghanaian AI is in the hands of Ghanaians, so that we can build it in a way that serves the needs of Ghanaians.
Ghana NLP, as a volunteer organization, we do train a lot of people into NLP processes, NLP development. That also does contribute to the economy in a way that once these people get trained, a lot of them are able to get good jobs, and it gets back to a whole circular economic system around this development and tools. When we started developing the Ghana NLP, there was nothing like Google Translator for Chi, for Ever, for all these things. Our development made or pushed these big tech organizations to consider African languages in the space of translation.
If, for example, we didn't exist, and not just us, but there are a number of organizations like us, if we didn't exist, a lot of the development of AI wouldn't put us as the priority, right? So if you look at the way that, let's say, big tech does this, they do this in a way where they don't prioritize our needs. We are always the afterthoughts. And so like their solutions are optimized for large languages, right? They are not optimized for our languages. Second of all, the economic benefits of AI, which in the future is going to be huge, it doesn't really flow to us. So one of the pet peeves I have is when, for example, a foreign organization takes huge money, let's say from the US government or the World Bank or somewhere else, and then they come to Ghana and they're using foreign tools to solve the problem. And the people doing this usually collect huge sums of money, sometimes $500,000, $300,000, this is their salaries. But when they come to Ghana, they want to use foreign technology to solve our problems, basically getting us hooked on the foreign technology. What does that mean? That means that future jobs for this solution are going to flow where? These solutions, the future jobs are going to be in Silicon Valley, they are going to be in Paris, they are going to be in, Montreal in Canada. The jobs are not going to be in Accra, they're not going to be in Bolgatanga or Tamale or Kumasi, right? So in essence, if we give up control of this wonderful future that has a huge potential to alleviate poverty, improve education, and so on, if we leave this to these people to do, they will prioritize themselves, they will take all the benefits, and we will basically only be consumers of these technologies, and we'll be consuming inferior technologies that are not built for our needs. So we are building local tools. Anything that you can find in the West, whether it's Google Translate or ChatGPT or anything, we have that, and it's built by Ghanaians for Ghanaians. We collect data ourselves, right? We create high quality data sources that capture cultural context, cultural nuance. If you look at Google, what they're trying to do now for a lot of African languages is something called zero resource translation. What does that mean? They don't want to create high quality data sources for our languages. They want to come up with all these heuristics and tricks and stuff they can do to get acceptable solutions without actually putting in the effort, investing in our communities, creating jobs. They want to bypass all of that and they want to just come up with something that's good enough that they can sell to us, right? Our approach is different. We create the data ourselves, whether it's audio data, whether it's text data, whether it's chat data. We have people, like Ghana NLP now is over 200 members. Whenever we find money, we pay people, our own people, to go and create that data. When you do things like us, first of all, the quality that you are gonna get, you're gonna need a lot less. If the data is high quality, you're gonna need a lot less of it to train the model. Which means you are saving compute time, right? You're going to be able to build a smaller model that does just as well or even better than the huge model they are running. And then also there's a faster pathway to putting it on devices and taking it offline. Because in a lot of our communities, we don't have fast internet. So really, for us, this is the way to do it. And if we don't do it this way, we can't sit around and wait for someone to come and do it because they have no incentive.
Since we started developing Khaya AI, there have been numerous challenges on data sets, challenges of human capacities, and then challenges of funding. So data sets, for instance, requires a lot of money to collect data sets for translation purposes. And we need to hire linguists, we need to hire translators, we need to hire data collectors, and we need to hire engineers, data scientists, data researchers. These are a lot of people that we hire and comes at a huge amount of cost.
Usually there are two sources of funding. There are either private sources of funding or there are public sources of funding. Right. Now the public sources of funding, usually the ones that work are usually from abroad. And from there you are getting the same type of challenges. They would rather invest in South Africa and Nigeria than us because we don't have that many speakers. At the end of the day, they want to go back to their founders and say, we had X amount of impact, which usually means 500 million people or 1 trillion people, right? And we don't have the numbers for that. So they will collect our applications and not even respond. And in the process, they sometimes steal your ideas, by the way, without any credit. Our government, and I'll be blunt, they don't do enough. The government can do a lot more to fund things like this and to distribute in an efficient way, in a fair way to people who deserve it. We are yet to get a single CD from any Ghanaian government for this important work. Private foreign sources always come with strings. They're trying to make profit, they're trying to do this, they're trying to do that. So if you are prioritizing Ghanaians, you have to be like basically an instrument in extraction of wealth from us to the West before they invest in you.
I must give exceptional praise to Google Incorporation, who gave us some free grants at the initial stages that helped us to scale in a lot of the language data sets that we're trying to collect. But since then, most of our finances has just been the deployment of the APIs. That also gives some monthly monies that enables us now to continue developing and paying a lot of researchers and engineers as well. What we are hoping for is a new dimension or a new paradigm where we are able to collaborate with government to train people in these processes and these technologies and these techniques that we have been working in since 2020, and the deployment and development of APIs that can be integrated not just in Ghana but across Africa, and hopefully we will be able to create a strong ecosystem of AI practitioners, AI developers, AI leaders in Ghana and across Africa.
I can say that what Ghana NLP has already done, being able to build what we've built with so few resources, it has already inspired multiple organizations across Africa to try and do something similar. People in the West are already trying to learn from us and see, there are these alternative models of doing this. It sounds like you don't need billions and gazillions of dollars. You can spend $100,000 over 5 years and have something impactful like this. You understand? So we are already presenting an alternative to the entire thing that's going on in the West.
And we hope that by organizations, funding agents, funding organizations, individuals who are willing to partner with us, participate in our development, will be able to reach out to us and enable us to scale this in a way across Africa, also south side of Asia as well, that this all comes together with funding, and we are hoping that with huge amounts of funding we'll be able to break through.